I want to thank C. Webb for his remarks. For those who don't know, I'm David Bowers from No Murders, DC, and just wanted to say that today we are gathered here to present a gift to the city. It's a gift of vision, it's a gift of hope, and it's the gift of life. Today we are here to kick off the Tour for Life. Today we're excited and we are determined. Excited about the opportunity to take the Tour for Life and its message of vision and the message of a murder-free DC, its message of hope and life, the value of life and the need for a safe and healthy life free of violence, to houses of worship, schools, recreation centers, and detention facilities around the city, especially the places that are in identified crime hotspots. Now, the Tour for Life features a film that C. Webb has produced that he just talked about, of the lives and deaths of young people who have come through the safe house over the years. And what's going to follow after the film will be a panel discussion where people like Mr. Kenny Barnes, who you see here, folks from the Clergy Response Team, the Alliance of Concerned Men, and other groups, even advocacy groups like the Million Mile March, people who can sit on a panel so that when that film is over and after there's an in-depth discussion about what people have seen, how that's affected people, that if somebody raises their hand and says, you know what, you got me, I want to get involved, I want to help, they can be pointed towards organizations that are doing work around the city every day to make life better. Or somebody's in that audience and they need help, they need to get off drugs, or they need to get a GED, or they're looking for a job training program, that we'll be able to get plugged into a program. So that's part, and then there's a curriculum, so that even when that initial tour leaves, that there are materials that are left behind that teachers or ministers or other professionals can use to work with young people who are there, so that it's an ongoing thing. We are excited about the groups who are already supporting the tour. Groups like No Murders DC, groups like Taylor the Tape Foundation, groups like Root, East of the River Clergy Police Community Partnership, Abigail, Keep It Real Incorporated, and Bread for the City. And we know there are going to be others that will come along. We're excited about the fact that we've got these groups who are already saying we're going to be supporting this Tour for Life. We also want to let folks know that we are determined. That we are determined to bring people from across the city this vision of working for a murder-free DC. And we're determined to use this tour to show the beauty of life, but also the horrors of murder, the horrors of this crime and violence that's going on, that C. Webb talked about, indeed, that it's not a game. And we want to bring people the hope, to let them know that they're not alone, and again, that there are groups that are toiling every day across the city trying to make things better. Now, people have told us since we started, y'all are crazy. People have told us that we're crazy to think that we can have a murder-free DC, crazy to think that we can get people from government and nonprofits and business community and faith community, crazy to think that we can get all these folk working together, from crews in the streets to downtown K Street. You crazy. What we say is that what's crazy is that since Christmas Day 2002, when we first did, as No Murders DC, an event like this 2 years ago, over 430 people have been killed on the streets of this city. What's crazy is that since No Murders DC began working 4 years ago with a vision of ending murder in the city, that over 930 people have been killed in Washington, D.C. And what's crazy is that in the last 12 years or so, since C. Webb started his work, over 3,000 people have been killed in the nation's capital. That is what's crazy. Not believing in a murder-free DC. That's okay. Believing that we can have a city free of murder is okay. What's crazy is that thousands of people have been killed in the nation's capital, in our communities, and life kind of goes on like it has been. So what we're saying today is not on our watch. What we're saying is not on our watch. That we're not going to let people continue to get killed and life go on as usual while we're here. We're saying that when we have something to say about it, that we're not going to let that happen. And while we're encouraged that the number of murders has been cut almost in half in the last 10 years annually, and that the number of murders this year compared to last year is down about 20%, we still firmly believe that one murder is one murder too many.
That's right.
I'm going to say that again. One murder is one murder too many. We're not looking to reduce the number of murders. We're looking to end the murders, because one life cut short is one life too many. We believe that the resources to end murder in DC exist in DC, and we believe that when a murder happens in this city, business as usual ought to stop. And people all across the city ought to ask, what must we do to make sure that this never happens again? So we'll continue to keep our eyes on the prize and our hands on the plow. And on this Christmas day, when we celebrate the divine gift that came through the baby Jesus, we recognize that one of the greatest gifts that we can give is the gift of talking about the gift of life, the gift of hope. We want the word to ring out today on this place, across the city. I don't care if it's 2 people here or 2,000 people here. Whoever sees this video, look and see this little humble group of people have stood up and said on this day that we are determined to work for a murder-free DC. And along with the Tour for Life, No Murders DC will continue to work with groups that we've identified from 14 different sectors of the community who are actively working to put together a comprehensive citywide plan to end murder in the city. Whenever there's a murder, people run out, and you see them trying to get on the camera, you see them putting the t-shirts with the faces on and all that kind of stuff. But if you ask people, well, what's your game plan to make sure that that never happens again? There isn't one. You ask somebody, show me your plan to end murder in the city. There ain't one. But then you ask, are we really serious about ending murder? If you don't have a plan to end it, how can we be serious about it? So we're going to continue to do that, continue to do the Tour for Life with Tail of the Tape, continue to be a partnership with programs like Guns Aside that Root is doing, working with the clergy response team like what East of the River is doing, and finding ways that we can all partner to do this. Let me end with this. Some people ask, why would you do this on Christmas Day? It's so inconvenient. It's cold. It's Christmas morning. People want to be with their families. Why would you want to do something like this on Christmas Day? And you know, we said, what better day than Christmas Day?
That's right.
The people who commit murder, there's no inconvenient time for them. The people who commit murder, they don't rest. They don't sleep. So why should the people who are going to stand for good and righteousness, we can't rest. We can't sleep. And for the thousands of families who've had someone murdered in this city, their Christmas is never going to be the same. Their Christmas is never going to be the same. So what we say is there's no more appropriate day to make a stand to say our gift to the city is this Tour for Life that we're going to look to literally take around the city and let the word ring forth that this is what we are going to do. It's a good cause, it's a just cause, it's a noble cause, and believe me when I say we will see a day when this will be a murder-free city. So for anybody who may be seeing this on the video, if you want more information, 479-9669. 479-9669 is the hotline number for the Tour for Life. We want to thank everybody who's come out here today. Is anyone here from Scripture Cathedral? Do we have anyone here from Scripture Cathedral?